I cast my mind back to the summer of 1936, different kinds of memories offer themselves to me. We got our first wireless set that summer. Well, a sort of set. And it obsessed us. And because it arrived as August was about to begin, my Aunt Maggie, she was the joker of the family. She suggested we give it a name. She wanted to call it Lugh, after the old Celtic god of the harvest. Because back then, the 1st of August was known as Lughnasa, and the days and weeks of harvesting that followed were called the Festival of Lughnasa. But Aunt Kate, she was a national school teacher, and a very proper woman. She thought it'd be sinful to christen an inanimate object with a name, not to talk of a pagan god. So we just called it Marconi, because that was the name emblazoned on the set. In about 3 weeks before we got the wireless, my mother's brother, my father Jack, came home from Africa for the first time ever. For 25 years, he'd worked in a leper colony there, in the village of Rayanga in Uganda. The only time he ever left was for 6 months when he served as a chaplain to the British Army. And back to the grim hospice where he worked without break for a further of 18 years. And now, in his early 50s, in bad health, he returned home to Ballybeg. As it turned out, to die. And so when I cast my mind back to the summer of the 1936, these two memories of our first wireless and of Father Jack's return are always linked. So I remember Father Jack and my first shock at him. At the same time, I remember my first delight. Indeed, my awe at the sheer magic of the radio. And when I remember the kitchen throbbing with the beat of Irish step music and my mother and my aunts suddenly catching hands and dancing and laughing and screaming. At the same time, I see the forlorn figure of Father Jack shuffling from room to room as if he was looking for something, but couldn't remember what. And even though I was only a child of 7 at the time, I had this great sense of unease, of a widening breach between what ought to be and what was, of things changing before my eyes, of things becoming what they ought not to be. This may have been because Father Jack had not turned at all like I imagined him, or because I'd witnessed Marconi's voodoo magic derange these kind, sensible women into shrieking strangers. Or it may have been because during those Lughnasa weeks of 1936, we were visited on 2 occasions by my father, Jerry Evans. For the first time in my life, I had a chance to observe him.